Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 46 Rome Total War Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. This is the usual 31k rules: no artillery, no elephants, 2 horse archers max, and 6 cavalry max, and 3 berserkers max. That's our usual 31k rules on a flat map. The team I'm in today consists of Brotherhood member Sam Crow, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. Brotherhood member Killer B, and Brotherhood member Tigranus, who has also bought the Rome Julii faction, and myself, who has bought Carthage. This is a new experimental army. I decided to delete all my old Carthage armies, and I've decided to make a new one. And so this is a new army that I've bought for this battle today. So that's my team, and it's a really great team, but wait till you see the other team. It's really great. I thought at this stage of the battle we'd have a look at my new Carthage army here. What I've noticed for a while now is that fighting pike units head on with Rome is very difficult. So what I thought was that old saying of fighting fire with fire, and I decided to delete all my old Carthage armies and make a brand new one. And this is that army. It's a pretty tough army. I actually made 3 armies to start off with, and tested them, and this is the one I've come up with now. It's kind of a mix and match from all those 3 armies here, and it's a pretty tough army. If you notice, I've got an open order unit at the front of the main battle line. That's to soak up any pilers from enemy Roman troops. So this is a brand new experimental army, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does up against the great opposition we're facing. And here is the other team. We start off with a Greek member Diomedes, who has bought the Macedon faction. RTW player Dick Turtle, who has bought the Rome Scipio faction. And Greek Cleomenes, who has also bought the Macedon faction. And RTW player WB Sion, who has bought the Greek cities faction. Just to say that the Greek clan, I think the goal on RTW was to make themselves the best pike generals in the game, and they practiced for hours and hours getting their tactics right with pikes. If ever they got beaten, I believe they saved that battle and they looked at how they got beaten, and they made counter tactics up so that they wouldn't be beaten in that way again. So these Greeks are extremely professional pike generals, and also I believe WB Sion is also a great pike general too, and Dick Turtle is a pretty good player, so this should be a great game. At this early stage of the battle, I thought I'd pause the game so we could have a look at the actual opposition that we're facing here. As you can see, we've actually got a really great Greek cities armies here, full of Spartans. And notice he's got an open order unit at the front to soak up Roman pilers. And then we've got the mass army of the Macedons here. As I say, with all these great professional pike generals that we're facing here, this is going to be a real challenge for my brand new experimental Carthage army. I think I'll kind of drop myself in the deep end here against these professionals. It's going to be a sink or swim situation, I think. To actually use my brand new army against these guys will be a real test. So I just hope I won't let my teammates down in this battle. Should be interesting to watch for all of us. At this early stage of the battle, you can see that Brotherhood member Killer B is doing a left flanking attack there around the flank of the Greek cities faction there, and you can see that Brotherhood member Tig is actually facing the Greek cities here. What he'll be doing, he'll be throwing in loads of pilers at the moment into the Greek city ranks. As the Greek cities move back, you can see they're dead laying on the floor there, but of course with the 2 hit points, pilers don't do a great deal of damage to them really. Here you can see my new experimental Carthage army here is facing one of the Greek clansmen who, as I said before, because they practice for so long with pikes, they are really professional pike generals. So this is a real test for my new army here. Here you can see the different length of pikes. If you can see, the Carthage pikes are really short in comparison to the Macedon pikemen. So my Carthage army has actually got to fight through those long pikes to actually get to the infantry to be able to kill them. So as I say, this is going to be a real test for this this new experimental army of mine. As you can see on the right there, the enemy Scipii cavalry is moving out to the right of Sam Crow. And over on the left you can see Killer B is now facing the Macedon army. They're over on the left flank there. My guess is he'll try and get a couple of units around the flank of those Macedon pikemen, because those of you that have watched other videos of mine will know that Roman generals don't really like to take on pikemen head on. Here you can see a testudo here being formed, fighting the actual Greek cities. This actually slows the attack down of pike units when you put a testudo in its way there, and also it takes a long time to kill the troops in it as well. So that's a good tactic to use against pikemen there. As you can see, Killer B now is taking some infantry units around the flank of the Macedon pikes. As I said, he's got some units actually holding their front ranks there fighting, if you notice, but they're like kind of just holding them while he moves units round to the left flank there. The main worry at the moment, I think, from what I can see, is the Greek cities attacking Tigran's army there, advancing forward. But as you can see, my Carthage army is attacking the Macedon pikemen in front of me now, and what I'm trying to do is put a lot of pressure on those pikemen with my units there, hopefully to try and get up close to them where my Carthage troops will be able to actually kill them. As you can see, they're advancing quite well against those long Macedon pikes, so I hope they'll do okay against them. As you see, I'm being extremely aggressive with my pike army there. I'm not just sitting back waiting to be attacked, I'm actually attacking. I decided when I built this army I wanted to use it in an aggressive way, so that's what I'm trying in this battle. As I say, it's all experimental really with this army. As you can see, the Greek cities now are sending over some reinforcement units to their Macedon allies, so I have to watch that on my left flank there. Meanwhile, over on the far left flank you can see that Killer B is engaging with the Macedon troops there, and is doing quite well. If you notice, he's moved some units round to that left flank, but the Macedon general has actually countered that by moving pike units over there. Now here's a danger. Can you see the Macedon companion cavalry moving round to the left flank here? If they get round behind Killer, this could be problems. You can see a couple of cavalry units have got behind him now. If they charge in to hit the back of his engaged infantry, it could cause a rout. Or they may even try to charge into the rear of his general in the hope of killing his general there. And as you can see, those units are going in and bang, straight into the back of Killer's general unit there, trying to kill him. So of course, if they kill his general, that will then lower the morale of Killer's troops. So that was a big hit there by those two Macedon companion cav units. And if you can see, there's even more Macedon companion cavalry units coming over as well. If they charge in, this could really be problems from Killer here on our left flank. And bang, they killed his general. That will now lower the morale of his troops against these pikemen. So it looks like we're in real trouble on our left flank at the moment. Meanwhile, in our centre, Brotherhood member Tigran's managing to hold the Greek cities there. And as you can see, my experimental Carthage army is doing quite good. On our right flank, you can see that Sam Crow is in a real battle with Dick Turtle there on our right flank. Meanwhile, over on the left flank here, you can see that Killer B's in real trouble there. And things are not looking very good on our left flank there. And as you can see, Greek cities are pushing their way through in the centre against Tigran's army. So the battle is not looking very good for the Brotherhood team at the moment. As you can see, my new Carthage army is advancing as I say, being very aggressive there. It's moving forward, but you can see some enemy Roman infantry are behind me now. That's not very good. At this stage of the battle, I'm going to pause the battle here just to show you what's actually happened here. As you can see on the left flank, Killer B's army has now been routed, and there's a Macedon army there. And what would you do if you was that general? Would you take your Macedon infantry round the back of my allies' Julii infantry there and charge into the back there with your pikemen as well as your cavalry? Or would you bring your pikemen over here into the centre maybe to support your allies? Which would you do? Would you go for the rear attack of the Julii infantry, or would you bring your pike units over here? An interesting tactical decision. Let's see what happens. And as you can see, he's decided to bring his pike units over to the centre here. Now, you may well think maybe it might have been better to take his pikemen round the flanks here, but what he can do, what he's seeing, he can see that his clansman teammate is in a lot of trouble. My Carthage army has routed a heck of a lot of his units. So what he's done is seen his clansman's in trouble and has brought his army over to support his clansman here. So now, not only am I fighting one Macedon army, I've got another Macedon army come over to face me as well. And meanwhile, he's using his cavalry, the Macedon general is using his cavalry to charge into the back of my allies' Julii infantry there as well. So in effect, now my experimental new Carthage army is facing two Macedon armies, so it should be interesting to see how well they'll do there. Meanwhile, over on our right, Sam Crow's doing really good against Dick Turtle here, but as you can see, it's a very to and fro battle there. Some of Sam Crow's units are just routing, so our right flank is kind of a little bit up in the air as well at the moment. As you can see, Greek cities here fighting Tigran. That's kind of a battle that's going either way at the moment. Tigran's doing extremely well there against Greek cities, but as you can see, that marauding Macedon companion cavalry around the battlefield could be a problem. And if he can get in behind some of Tigran's infantry, that could be a real problem there. As you can see now, Macedon, the other Macedon army that's come over to join his clanmate, is moving round to my flank. He's moving units out round to the rear and flank of my my army there. So I've now countered with bringing a few of my units over, but those units have been damaged, so they're not full units. So I'm just wondering how well they're going to do against this this second Macedon army here. All the time, I've got my slingers throwing their slingshots into the Macedon units, so they're probably doing quite a bit of damage there.
By the gods, the enemy general was a fool.
Here you can see some Macedon cavalry have got behind us now, and look like they're going to charge into my slingers. That's because they're quite a soft target there for the cavalry. But if they go into the back of Sam Crow's infantry, that could cause some problems for Sam Crow there. As you can see, his infantry is engaged there. If they charge in, they could cause some problems. But Sam's done very good on the right flank here against Dick Turtle. Now, as you can see, this Macedon, two Macedon units have got behind my Carthage pikemen now, and are starting to advance. So if you look now, my Carthage army is kind of in a Macedon sandwich here. So I just hope my units will be able to hold against this. As you can see now, Tigran's bringing over reinforcements now after he's defeated the Greek cities faction, and so he's helping with some relief there against these Macedon armies. As you can see, the units that the Carthage units that got sandwiched between those Macedon factions are gradually routing there. So it's really good that my teammates have brought over some reinforcements.
General has been killed. Now we will see the measure of his soldiers' courage.
As you can see on the right flank now, Sam Crow has finally managed to defeat the enemy Scipii army there, and we start bringing reinforcements over now, and he himself will probably then come in behind the Macedon army there. If you see, I've actually thrown my slingers into the battle as well here. The guys in the green shirts there, that's my slingers there that I've actually brought in to fight into the fight as well. So as you can see now, Sam Crow's got infantry up behind the enemy Macedon troops now, and when he charges those in, my guess is that a lot of those Macedon units are going to rout. And here they go, charge straight in there. As you can see, there's a unit of Macedon pikemen have routed there. So I'm still keeping my pikemen and being aggressive, attacking. I'm going for the general, the Macedon general there. I'm pushing forward to try and get that Macedon general if I can.
Have lost their leader. Look to your own soldiers.
And you see the last of the Macedon units have routed there.
The gods smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed.
And we still got a couple of Greek city units behind us, if you see, attacking the rear of us. But I'm going to turn my my pikemen now to face them. Now we've defeated the Macedon units that were there, just to take on these the last few Greek cities units there. As you can see, if you look around the battlefield, you see all the piles of dead. You know, that kind of bears testament to how vicious the fighting was in this battle, all over the battlefield, like mini battles within battles here.
You have won.
The first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game here. It was a fantastic battle to watch and could have gone either way for most of the battle. My experiment on new Carthage army seemed to do quite good against what I call those professional pike generals. I was very pleased the way it performed. I'd like to say really well played to the other team as well. There was lots of skill, tactics and some great moves by the other team, as you would expect from such skilled players. I'd also like to say really well done to my teammates there, Sam, Crow, Killer and Tigran there, who played extremely well and were very supportive to my army as well. And you know, it's great teamwork there that kind of won that battle. But that's taking nothing away from the other team. The other team played extremely well, and it was really good experiment for my new army against those professional pike generals. This is Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed the battle and see you soon.